My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Elden Ring. Here we are in the round table hold wearing the full armor of Blythe, as well as the Black Wolf mask. We've also got a new loadout of talismans here. We've got the Raising Poise talisman from the Bull Goat's talisman. We've also got the Great Jar's arsenal so that I can actually wear all of this equipment, as well as the Claw talisman to enhance our jump attacks on what is our typical loadout at the moment of the Quality Rusted Anchor plus 20, as well as the Winged Great Horn plus 8. I'm looking to move past these weapons, and I'm looking to move past these weapons relatively quickly. However, I just don't have the things that I need to upgrade the weapons that I would need to replace the weapons that I'm using. So instead, I need the weapons that I need so that I can want the weapons that I want. Savvy? Let's go find our way out in the world. Let's go make our way in the world today. It takes everything you've got, I've heard. There are these paths still up here. There's also this, which I imagine probably doesn't occur anymore. The Volcano Manor request there. You know, given the whole dissolution of the Volcano Manor. Seems like it might have ended that. Cellular Crystal Tunnel, that with the map there. So that's for something that I am not currently able to do. There's the target in the Dragon Barrow Cave, or rather maybe at the air tree above. That one I can probably do right now. That one seems performable. I mean, it really comes down to whether or not it's the enemy at the bottom of the Dragon Barrow Cave, which I don't think it should be. If I recall correctly, the enemies at the bottom of Dragon Barrow... Oh man, this is like a... There's 75 episodes in the series at the moment. This is like a deep pull now. I think the enemy at the bottom of that just gave me a bunch of souls. Cheers. Was two beastmen of Farum Azula? I believe they are now corpses. Still of Farum Azula. No, it didn't change where they came from, just where they ended up. Oddly, not the place I was intending to teleport to, which I think actually is just further down this way. Because I'm still going to have to make my way up the mountain and around to try and find my way to that air tree where I suspect this is. I'm on a mission here for some easy to get runes. I just like to be carrying a couple with me at all times if possible. Also, the backlog for the series now is much, much shorter. And I have read a lot of the comments about things that I may have missed in other areas, so I might make a little bit of time here as well to go and do some of that. In the interim, let's get Jar right out. Hey, Putrid Avatar. You do your big sweeps and jumps and thumps, and that's all okay. Oh boy. Well, that's actually pretty bad. I'll tell you what happened there is I was quite certain, for obviously at this point no reason whatsoever, that I was going to be able to get the stagger off on the Putrid Avatar there before it was able to do anything. And unfortunately, in attempting to do so, I left myself entirely undefended. Wait. Okay. Not what I intended to do. Let me quickly summon Jar, right? There we go. That's more like it. Okay, let me just buff back up. And now it's time to kill the Avatar. Oh! That's exactly what we wanted out of Jar, right? Ridiculous damage there. Frankly, I wasn't expecting the speed with which that follow-up came out. I think I need to just not treat this fight like it's something that I have in the bag. I'm almost treating them like, as shown on screen at the moment, the Iron Maidens, like, you know, default enemy. I need to give them some proper respect. You still have a boss tag on your name. You come to me. Okay, and then there's Putrid in the environment around, and it cascades for a while. Sure that I roll on the right frame. So that cascading putridity only occurs directly in front of the character when they're doing it. Gotta make sure I get some extra endurance before I make my way back in. Man, I would have loved that to get the stagger there. The entire time, again, I was pushing it with the idea that I was going to get poise damage eventually. There we go. And far be it from me to count GG early, but I gotta say, that seems like a pretty fair hint that it might not be continuing. Gimme, 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 gimme. Yeah, I hit it in time. All right. Okay, that actually gave me almost as much as Shardbearer Rickard. Opal and Hard tier, as well as the Stone Barb Cracked tier for our work. Let's also now clear that boss tag off. I still don't even want to try that golem down there. The golem is terrifying. Man, that was a good pickup for us. Another thing that I want to do, the altar south here. So apparently this was bugged, and apparently it's notorious for being bugged, because a couple of the locations that I ended up checking in my, you know, quote-unquote fruitless quest to open the Moonlight Altar were the locations that they were. In particular, the one that was pointed out often was that the jet stream of air, the spring up here, was absolutely supposed to have a character at the top of it. Which kind of finally explains why it exists there to me. So I'm going to go there and see if, now having interacted with Seek 3 Great Wise Beasts, if I will be able to see anything, if it will have reset. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try and find locations that the other ones were in and recheck them all too. I hope not. I just hope that isn't the case that happens. It sounds like it'd be frustrating of an experience, frankly. I say, after having already spent 50 minutes trying to solve a puzzle that was bugged. It happens. Okay. So apparently at the top of this stream, there's just supposed to be a turtle. I'm not seeing anything like that. So I think it was bugged. Can I see anything if I jump? Absolutely not. Okay. Now, thankfully, having preempted this, I found the other locations they're supposed to be. I don't know if we'll even be able to spawn them, though. So one of them is apparently hanging off of the side of an area. And another one is down on a mini cliff between two areas. So I'm just going to wield intuition here for a little bit of time. Because these blue flowers and the presence of nearby turtles is what I was previously trying to use as my meter. As like, oh, okay, this area is a little bit more likely because we can see more turtles here, etc., etc. You can see more purple. as the case may have been. Blue, I mean, blue for the flowers. Wait, this is just going straight back to there. So the miniature cliff that I'm looking for between two areas looks like it might be there on 4. No, because that's where the Radagon fight was. Yeah, it's not actually a platform over there. It's just a divot in the map, what looks like one. Come on. Not the Siofran area. Sorry, the Ainsel area. My apologies. I don't even know where the dip would be, though. I got, like, what I thought was good enough descriptions. Huh. It's not going to be that. Side cliff over here, I guess, maybe? Gosh. I had confirmation as well. They are spread out across the entire plateau. But they're also apparently quite large. This would have made sense. You know, the problem is, because the next ones might be bugged, I'm not going to even know if I find the right location that they're supposed to be in, because what if they just aren't there? What is the extent of this bug? Have they spawned and are invisible? If I strike the space where they were, will I still hit the trigger? Okay, absolutely. Look at all those turtles down there. This is absolutely the cliffs that were previously described. And I'm seeing nothing. Let's be very, very clear as well. I have not teleported since I interacted with the Altar South. I've done nothing of the sort. So this is not me having broken the line here, as a couple of comments had suggested by teleporting. I didn't do that. It's okay. I understand. Especially while secret hunting, like, oftentimes this is good background viewing. But no, I didn't teleport. It's bugged. It's bugged. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to die there. I was kind of expecting to jump a little less and land. That's 11,000 though, so we're gonna be picking that up. However, I should have the ability to check out the last of this. So examine, seek through great wise beasts, and then over the edge of one of these cliffs. Especially near where the turtles are. Yep, there we go. Hey, old buddy. Just drop a rock on you or something? There we go. Seal on the Rise is open. So the other ones must have... Maybe they spawned in and then just instantly died? They were too large for the terrain. They interacted or clipped with something, and as a result, they just blew up? Honestly, that is my best guess. Oh... suppress any feeling about, like, you know, I played the game immediately after release. I got to expect a couple of bugs. That's not to say that, you know, you can do a Bethesda and release every single game understanding that modders will then fix it after the fact and that you don't have to. But it does also mean that, you know, in good faith, I can forgive a couple bugs here and there. I mean, come on. They will always inevitably happen with anything as complex as this that has as many target machines. You know how many target environments this game has to run on? wild. Thankfully now, having gotten all of those, I do have the ability basically just to teleport back to where I started. As soon as I pick these up, we can clear out Kelowna's Rise. I was going to be really annoyed if that ended up killing us there, because it definitely didn't seem like the height that could have. Okay. Finally, I can also take the icon off of this. There is Black Knife Leader Electo up in the other area as well. Not certain how I'm going to do with that. I don't know if I'm powerful enough really to do that at the moment. Get some light. Also, I don't know if it's just my barrel bod, but Kelowna's Blythe's armor doesn't look particularly great on me. Like, as much as I like the whole idea of the outfit, maybe I want to get the cape back on. I'm gonna go have a conversation with Bok about that. Okay, nothing out there that it looks like I would be able to jump for. Just keep an eye as to whether there's an underside to that that would be unique. I don't imagine there would be, right? Yeah, we're just moving directly upwards. Have to be a non-Euclidean space for it to be. Which the game refuses stubbornly to provide me. Rani's Dark Moon. One thing I've also done in between episodes, just for a little bit of clarity here, is I've moved all of the things that I'm not using and very unlikely to use in the near future into storage, except for things that seem like they're going to give me some reasonable lore. So all of the renowned ashes I've left in my inventory. That's about it, actually, as the considerations I made in terms of lore. I've got different pieces of armor for different settings. So I've got the Karian Knight gauntlets, I've got the Blade gauntlets, I've got the Champion gauntlets and the Crucible gauntlets, right? I've got my heavy armor, I've got my defense, I've got my defense against magic, I've got my defense against immunity and things like that. I've got my cosplay set. I kept all of the talismans except for the earlier versions. So Cerulean Amber Talisman 1, you know, those had to go. As a result, everything's a lot cleaner, and we can get to Rani's Dark Moon immediately. Incarnate a cold, dark moon, and launch it at foes. Legendary sorcery, symbolic of the Carrion Queen, uses the caster as a vessel to incarnate a cold, dark moon, then sends it floating towards foes. The Dark Moon dispels all sorcery that touches it, and temporarily reduces magic damage negation for those it strikes. This moon was encountered by a young Rani, led by the hand of her mother Renala. What she beheld was cold, dark, and veiled in occult mystery. Beautiful. That's cleared now. Oh, how good it feels to knock off a couple of these markers that we had earlier on. I mean, so the path has faded in this area. If I recall correctly, this is like a harsh cliff. Do I have to go along this entire way? In which case it starts at East Raya Lucaria Gate, or do I start at the museum compound? Because, sorry, the museum, the mausoleum compound here. Because my memory is that I had to go out in this direction through the Erd Tree. And then ended up dropping down near the Black Knife Catacombs. I think I thought this was going to be a join back up, but it wasn't. And I was kind of disappointed by that at the time. I'm going to go to the East Raya Lucaria Gate. If nothing else, I'll speak to the Finger Crone nearby and see if they have any new dialogue. At what point do I just go and kill all the Finger Crones, right? Like, I've betrayed the Fingers. When are they going to send their own Blythe after me? I mean, they didn't give me a Blythe Shadow in the first place. I'm certain they have assassins, those whole baleful shadow stitch.
You.
Hey, have a look.
You. Take the for
Okay.
you.
Yeah, so this is the normal leading for the grand lift of Dectus. Not really my vibe. That's all got to be sheer cliff, right? I know I spent a very, very short time here in the Bellum Highway as well. Honestly, I would not be surprised at all if there was an NPC here that I had missed. I'm not going to go hunting for them, necessarily. Glintstone Sorcerer, eh? No, wait, you're a knight. No, wait, you're a sorcerer? No, you're a corpse. Oh, sorry. It took me a while to recognize you. There we go. Whew. Slumbering Egg. I don't even know if I've ever read The Slumbering Egg. Some material. Owl eggs that will never hatch, prized as a symbol of the most sublime slumber. We know that the summons, what are they? The lings, the Renala lings, right? We know that they consider being in the amber egg and reincarnation as sleep. So it's bringing to mind the next slumbering... Wait, hang on. This doesn't continue up and around? Or it's got like a gradation? Okay. Sometimes the map doesn't necessarily demonstrate the topography perfectly. And that makes sense. It has to make sense. Otherwise the game would have to be very rigidly designed so that the map would work, which is not the way you do it. Ah, yes. We've just finished the Mercator projections. Now, flatten the globe. Oh, hello. Trying to give me the old man? Wait, hang on. I thought that was a joke until it almost happened. None of this frenzy, please. I'm frenzied enough trying to make sure I've finished Limgrave out correctly. More rats over in that direction. I can only imagine they're going to have frenzy. Otherwise, why would the rats be here? Clear the rat in the other area. Just... Excuse me? So I can hear the... Is that it? I can hear an effect playing and we start gain... You know what? Gonna interrupt myself here. Yep. It's a nightmare of Mensis. That's what we're in. I'm building Frenzy because I'm crawling around the area. I've got some things I have to hide myself behind in order to get a little bit of recovery. Hell, I almost feel like the characters in the game just staring at that until mad. Beautiful little Eye of Sauron up there. You do have Frenzy, right? Yeah. Oh! Is it actually my character's facing? Hang on. If I have it on screen, am I gaining it? Or is it direct line of sight? Okay, so I'm there, then I look away, then I look back. Okay, it doesn't seem to be the way that I'm facing my camera necessarily that's affecting this. Whoa! That was way closer than I thought it was going to be, and I thought I was actually in cover the entire time. You know what? We might actually need some clarifying boluses here. I have temporarily boosts immunity, robustness, focus. Sure. Maybe I've forgotten again which of these resistances governs this effect. Bouts of Madness is focus. That makes sense. So, Claw Talisman, let's get some greatly raised focus. Poise, let's get some more greatly raised focus in the Mottled Necklace +1. And then greatly temporarily boost my focus with the clarifying White Killed Meat. Perfect. That's how big my resistance bar is now. Nothing's gonna get through that. Alright. Looks like there's a gap between its pulses as well. Some yellow amber, which again we discovered earlier on in the game in an area that was related to also frenzied rats, if I recall correctly. Yeah. No sentries allowed. I'm coming for you, bud. Ah, there's a spring over on the other side, which would have made it much easier to approach this. Thankfully, I'm all buffed up on equipment. Now, I will admit, I was under the impression that while I was in this location, I wasn't going to be gaining any Okay, cool. I can't really tell if it's line of sight or if it's area of effect. That's the key concern on my part right now. Should also check if there's anything out on that ledge to fall down to. The Howl of Shabriri. A incantation, it looked like. Incantation originating from the maddening Three Fingers. Releases a maddening shriek that causes madness build-up in foes nearby. This incantation also causes madness build-up in the caster and makes enemies more likely to target them. It is said that the sickness of the frame of Frenzied began with Shabriri, the most reviled man in all of history. Now, we know a little bit more about Shabriri as well, as a result of the Shabriri grapes. A yellowing, oozing eyeball of the infirm, the surface is shriveled, and the inside is squishy, not unlike a large, overly ripe grape, gives the blind maiden to guide her journey to distant lights. To distant light. And we know that Frenzy burns out the eyeballs as well, right? Everyone's doing that. Kill him. Kill him! All of them! Is that gonna stop now? And now. Hell yeah. Jump out through this way. And that would let us down to actually an area where I still haven't been as well. Especially because it gives us the ability to immediately come back up. I have to go check this. So what if there's like just a cave right next to it? It does look like it's mostly just there to give you a better approach, though. Yeah, it has a little bit more cover. I guess especially because this attaches to the Leonia of the Lakes. Could you... Because I know at the very start of the game, because we did, right? You can go around Stormvale and end up in Leonie of the Lakes. And then, yeah, you would be able to get up. So a level, theoretically one character could make their way up to where I am. Damn, as soon as I saw that it wasn't reaching all the way to the ground, I had a lot less faith that that was going to be a secret wall, but especially after a couple episodes ago, I know, I'm feeling bold. It paid off. Finally. Okay. Guide and Gatekeeper for those looking to return to... excuse me, I've already completed yours. You're pointing in this-ish... right, and that's the giant ravine down there? Okay. So it was the Black Knife it's the Black Knife Catacombs that was previously going to be pointing towards. I've gone completely opposite from what I'm looking at up there and realizing is almost certainly a church. But I might as well go around this corner to the rise while I'm here. Hey, all. Wanna fight? Yeah? You seem pretty keen. Still want to fight? Oh, you want a chance to back out? I'm sorry, it was just too appealing to ring your bell like that. Nah. Big open arena, relatively early game. I was kind of expecting maybe that was going to be a mini boss that was going to drop something unique. I don't know. No puzzle for what? Converted Fringe Tower. May erudition light the way. Are you ready for this? I'm gonna be so erud. Erudition. Hey? How long do I have to do it for? I thought it triggered after I extended my arms last time. May erudition guide thee. Ah, boy. Is this seriously not gonna work? Maybe I have to do it in front of the seal instead? May erudition light the way. Maybe I need to get a lantern. And then do erudition. Eh? Although I could have sworn the other one also said, may erudition light the way. Maybe it was guide the way. Ronnie! Why have you forsaken me? Still nothing? I don't understand. So it's a different solution to the same puzzle prompt? I guess that kind of makes sense. Like, you know, seek 3 great wise beasts. They've all had a twist on themselves. What's the twist here? The erudition light the way. Maybe I do it in front of the candles? But maybe I do it in front of the door? Let's try and do it in front of both at the same time. Still? Examine. You must solve the puzzle to enter. May erudition light the way. No, there's a couple lights in here. I was wondering if maybe I have to do it specifically towards a light. Maybe I need to stand a little bit closer when I erude. Maybe you need a little bit of a closer for the trigger for the erude emote. Especially not knowing how long I have to hold this for is probably the worst part, because I can't just do it, check 5 seconds, try another one. Emotes aren't performed with the items in your hands, so I don't imagine holding a torch will help. I'll tell you, it does look like if there was a spring steel nearby, I'd be able to just leap in. May erudition. Find some crystal darts on a scholar here. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of balconies on this one. There's no way they're going to force me to try and make a hop jump around there. May erudition light the way. Light the way. Light the way. Perhaps I need to trigger this at nighttime? So that erudition is truly the thing lighting the way? And the way is dark and needs to be lit? The way is dark. There are those who keep it. Yeah, nothing interesting on the entire externals now. Doesn't look like any springs nearby either. Nothing appears to have just fallen off one of these sides. May erudition light the way. I think the next thing that I have to do to try and solve this one, just to kind of rein in the boundaries of my solutions. Oh boy. Oh, there's no nearby side of grace for me. Okay, we're gonna have to go exploring for another side of grace, which means I'm just gonna have to hop down here. There is undone stuff. Wait, was there? For some reason, I thought there was a side of grace just immediately outside. Yeah, let's come back there at nighttime, but let's also go and check the other tower that required erudition, the converted tower there. It's converted, and this is converted fringe. Converted fringe. Also, this has erudition with a lowercase e. The other one, I think, had erudition with a capital E, right? Which would tend to hint towards the solution. However, if the other one is written exactly the same... Ooh, looks like a side of grace there. Beautiful. If the other one is written exactly the same and says, may erudition light the way and has erudition a lowercase e, then we have problems. Then I might not have solved anything. I might have just invented a new puzzle. Okay. Thankfully, I think this one goes direct. Yeah, it does. Converted tower and erudition, capital E because it's at the start, guide thee. So erudition guide thee in this location, erudition light the way in the other location. Oh wait, that's the way too far up for us. Frenzied Flame Village outskirts. May erudition light the way. Let's turn on nighttime. I think the torch is a clever idea still, and I might extend it to the degree of wielding a torch in the other hand as well. I'll also put the hand lantern on. So the previous one said guide thee, and also had a ladder that showed up. So the way can be, you know, up and stuff like that as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be outside. Okay. Are there any grovel for mercy, balled up dejection, sitting sideways, inner order, rapture? I mean, because rapture is like a, you know, a frenzied belief and knowledge, not necessarily of the truth, capital T. Okay, I just wanted to say, just because, you know, frenzied flame village, you know, just in case. Okay. Erudition. Now I'm looking over my back here, in case erudition is lighting the way out there. May erudition light the way. Perhaps it's possible that the first time I did erudition in this position, I lit that torch over there. Yeah, this is definitely taking too long. May erudition light the way. So it's nighttime, and I've destroyed the only light source here in the building, but I'm going to destroy all of the other ones. Like actual candles. I can't put those out, unfortunately. It's fine. All the rest of these candles need to die. And then I put my hand lantern back on. Great. Now the only thing that can light the way is me standing here doing erudition. It's nighttime outside. All of the lights are down. It's the perfect mood for thinking. Please. Please. I've tried so hard. Nothing outside either. Well, you know what? I know we're a minute early, but I do want to leave my character just standing here doing this for a while, just in case it requires a bit more patience than I necessarily want to demonstrate on camera. So instead, let me say for the moment that my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Elden Ring. Top left is the series playlist. Bottom left, YouTube's recommendations, streaming past the names of people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/Rhapsody Plays. Add a roll of the thank tier and a special thanks this episode to Mom. So hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.